Alright, Don, this is also just for you, so you can see what we're talking about in the middle of this. We
Fuck
just,
you, Don.
yeah, fuck you, first of all. But this is just, we were just talking about what we felt differently about this game compared to the other games, which is just like a way better put together comp with like meaningful counter picks in pretty much every lane. I think mid lane was probably just very even for the most part, I can assume. And then we had a winning top, winning bot, so this guy looked pretty not comfortable in Jinx. Okay, so let's just move it to where. So it's just we just die. Going for a gank, I think. Oh, I actually get wall stunned. I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get in the bush.
Try to set up a little bit too well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Oops.
agree.
All right, here we go. Here. So we're at. This is like this weird play. I remember now. Yeah. We'll actually slow this one down. Okay. Because I like to see if I could have played this one differently. So we don't see Victor yet. We go for the play on this. It's overall not bad. It could have gone worse, but it wasn't terrible. Just think it took a lot longer to kill that Volibear than we anticipated. We get a solo kill top lane. That's good. We lose early Drake, but we're getting grubs, I think, or not. So they have 5 grubs, but it doesn't really matter. Another solo kill top lane. This is the next Drake. So 1-0 in Drakes. This is where Boogie's call. This was a really good call, by the way, Boogie. To just tell us to play slow, which is like, this is definitely something we need to do more of. Just like, we have the advantage because we just killed top, or you know, he's gonna do walking here slow. You're really strong. We just can just play slow, play for our TP, and then play for the fight after. Really good job of staying alive for the most part here, Brooks. Obviously, that's your job as a Kyrus, is to get in. The Jinx kind of kills herself, so it ends up working. Then we have a really good fight here. This is crazy that they continue to walk up. Yeah, but then I think we do. Yeah, we end up getting another kill, so that's huge. Really good point here. Playing for good old Rift Herald. Nice. Really good follow up here. Good flash out. Nice. Okay, not bad. And then I'm always happy to trade my flash for Jinx flash because I have a dash, so I can just play way more safe than a Jinx can. That's why I will always go for those kind of plays, because she will just have such a harder time playing the game in these situations. So here's the next fight we have. Oh, okay, this is again, just a really good call on flank here from Buggy. So this was like the games. I think for sure another strength that we had in the game 1 compared to the other 2 games, our comms were just much better. In the first game, obviously we didn't play out our drafts the best way in game 2 and 3, but like our comms were just really good when we're like in a winning position. So Buggy's doing his thing in the sideline here. We're playing to get Herald. They for some reason want to defend this. Which is, you know, that's their decision to try and do. It's not a correct one. We go pretty far here, but we're okay because we have Boogie walking over with flank, so he's just telling you guys to walk in. Really good Rakan R, or Rakan W by Dawn. And then we just kind of just kill everybody. That's not bad. 4 for 1 is we'll obviously always take. Let's see. Oh, this is where, yeah, this is where we, this was their only play because we were on Drake, right? So their only play was to be here. It's a little dangerous just because, like, realistically, if they were smart here, all they have to do is just walk to Baron. I don't know why they don't, to be honest, because like it's 4v5. We would have to walk from Dragon over to this play. They would get one, if not both, of our TP. So like realistically, that's why like those kind of deaths can hurt us, because if we die in this side lane like this, their first thing they should do is just walk to Baron. Because they walk to Baron, they start hitting it. Victor can TP over, but they're getting one, if not both, of our TPs when we're spawning, and we're taking like a less favorable fight. So we just have to be careful of like if we're playing for something on this side of the map, especially like an objective, we just can't be like over pushing on this side because that's like gonna be their only play unless they're fighting for the objective. But thankfully they don't go for Baron, so it's not super punishing. It definitely could have been probably against a better team. We'd probably get punished for that harder. So it's just remembering that those we can't make as many of those mistakes. And I think the rest of this game is just we just kind of just gold diff them, to be honest, and that's the rest of this game. So just a quick overview of that's what I just wanted to go over with this game was just overall, like I think our comps, like I said, were the best in this game, and then our plays were good for the most part. Second game, what did everyone think about this game?
Mm. I
Uh,
think our comp has like 0 engage. I mean, we had the blitz, but like that's pretty much our only in.
Yeah, I definitely think if I had to do this draft over again, I would just get rid of Trist, because at the end of the day, it's not really a champ we can flex, so it doesn't have as much value. And the hope was that the other team wouldn't know that, so that way they would still ban ADs. They ended up still not believing it was ever going to be a flex. So it's kind of useless because they just pick a really safe bot lane and strong bot lane. And then to make it even worse, like realistically, we could have just taken Leon over Blitz, but we got a little too confident because we won the first game so easily. So we take like a worse champion that has less win cons, and it's essentially self-countered by Ezreal, right? Because they picked Syndra Ezreal with their 1-2. So realistically, we can just be going for something like Leona and Response, breaking up the pairing, and then drafting just a completely different ADC. Or I think the biggest difference we would do in this draft is we would just first pick Hwei, and then we would go jungle and support just to give Hwei flex, and then we can still get Boogie um, a decent matchup. I definitely think we need to start when we draft on blue side, just having better blinds, and that's for everyone, including myself, because like this is not a good blind for me, and I don't think it's the best blind for you either, because like you said, you kind of just get countered. So we can probably just play Renekton on blue or something like that. That's just like a strong champion has a way to play through it, and it's also blindable. That's something I think we can look for more on this game. And then, Brux, how did it feel? How did the Xin Zhao feel this game?
I liked it, but I think like once they kind of got ahead, I kind of like started losing my value. I was gonna ask like, do you think maybe like in this draft instead of like the Xin Chao, maybe we go like Jarvan or some shit, where it's just engage is a little more easy accessible?
It's just the problem is this when they early pick Ezreal like that,
Hmm.
there's just certain champs that can dive on top of that champion to really try and kill it. So like what people have been playing in pro play as an Ezreal counter is like Kai'Sa. So you play like Kai'Sa and you just play dive because like that Ezreal is such a hard champion to kill because of his shift and flash makes him extremely safe. So you have to play really hard dives. That's why you see people playing Vi, they see people playing Maokai, and you pair it. So like in a perfect world, if they pick Syndra Ezreal on 1-2, we would Fway flex into let's just say Maokai, plus something else on 3, then we could just pick like Maokai Kaisa, for example. We have a matchup mid that we're fine with because Brady ended up playing this matchup anyway that he wanted. And then we have dive with Kaisa Maokai, and then to get on top of their like immobile carry, like especially because like Syndra's super immobile, and then like we can get on top of this Ezra that's just gonna be hitting us forever unless we do get on top of him, which is kind of what's gonna happen as you're gonna see in the replay. And then we can get a better jungle matchup like after seeing jungle and then getting a better top matchup. I think it's just picking a safer top that just won't get as hard countered, and then having more flexibility with our draft. But that's just like I said, this was mostly just on me because I just didn't want to give this champ up, but I should have just banned it instead of just trying to play it because realistically it's much worse bot than it is mid. So, but we'll play. I'll show the replay just so we can go over some different points with it. But yeah, so like our bot lane now, so like this is what I would consider a kill bot lane. But the problem is that we can't kill their bot lane because it's Leona and an Ezreal who we can't ever kill as this pairing. So it makes it very hard for us to play our game out, which is why I do literally 0 damage this game. And then we go for a fight bot here that just doesn't work out because we don't hit same target, which sucked because this is what I was. So Don, when you're watching this is what I was talking about in the middle of the game. That as soon as he goes on you, I'm always gonna just jump on Trist because, which is why I should have called it. But as soon as Leona ever goes on someone that's not me, I can insta just cleanse the exhaust that the Ezreal brings, and you can just flash ignite, knock up this Ezreal, and we just insta kill him because Leona's used most of her abilities, the main one being her E here on you, she follows up Qs, which means I can then play for this kill here. But we ended up not playing it correctly because like I said, we just hit 2 different people, and then we die, and then we end up just both dying. So
I
that's
think
just
if you play on Leona, you win the 2v2.
yeah. It's either way. But realistically, like we just need to hit
I
the same
understand
person.
Yeah, I understand your thought process, but like Kaisa can't hit you through that, or wait, Ezreal can't hit you through that minion wave,
Yeah.
and you have free hits on Leona, and then when Leona flashes, you W on her, get your reset and kill her.
Yeah. Realistically, like the biggest thing is we should have both just been playing same target, which is just on both of us for not calming it more. In that part. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So this is where, I mean, we know this is happening. At least I think
Yeah,
it's pretty obvious.
I think I really didn't think about Renekton showing up. In reality, looking back on it, I should have flashed like down towards like tier 2 turret.
I just think you just give up the camp, if anything, because like you just saw. I'm pretty sure you just saw. Did you see him before? Hold on. Let's go to what are we
Yeah, it
playing?
was like he kind of turned around for a second, then like lose vision. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we see him walking into you here. You see him. I think when you don't have top push, we should just be calling, like, you should just be giving up this camp. Because, like, their play right now, and it kind of does fuck up Boogie's lane too, because he's missing this wave now.
Mhm.
And then, so, they have first move on you, right? And then on top of that, now Boogie's losing a bunch of minions here. And they're going to end up killing Boogie too, I think, right? Fuck, let me look down here. Yeah, so I mean, overall, it's like not the worst, but it's still like not the best. I think
That
it's
is
just a
not
camp
what
we can just
they
drop, yeah. What the fuck else happens? I don't know what else happens now.
Wukong pops out of fog here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what it was. I remember something else happening here. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about that. I guess I mean, it's hard for you to predict he's gonna be there because we have Crab, you have defensive vision, so I guess you can't really expect him to just be sitting here. That's whatever.
Guess I just gotta assume he's close.
Yeah. This was just yeah, it's just we just insta lose that every time, but it's not really much we can do at that point. That's just not a play we can take. I think we just have to run. I think hooking an Ezreal just means you insta die all the time there. This is also just like a lane we can't really fight, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Because it's just like, well, no, not just. I'm just saying like for Dawn and me in particular. Like Ezreal Leona's so strong right now, and this is also just a moment where like he still has PTA proc, the Ezreal does, so he's doing so much damage. Like he has PTA still procced here, like he insta procs it so fast on you, because he's autoing. He has PTA already procced here, and he just melts you.
yeah,
And it's like, yeah, it's just one of those things where like, if we're not hitting the Ezreal, we can't kill ever here, because we kind of just have to ignore the Leona because this is the damage dealer. So I think if anything, I think you can always just E onto the Ezra and then W, and then play for this fight on him, because then I can be more aggressive with you on it, because she doesn't matter as much as he does, because he's all their damage. But yeah. So I said that was something like I think it was just a couple of just bad skirmishes that obviously like the draft isn't favorable, and then we're also just taking bad skirmishes. and we just that's also on me. Like I should be telling you what targets to hit. So I think that's why I think like in this game our communication was just worse. And then once we get put like further behind, because I think it was like 8-0 before we even like did anything this game, and yeah. And then I think we just have this tendency of trying to overforce a bit too much. Wow, that's so sad. F a chat for Boogie, that's so sad actually.
Mhm.
They double flashed out of your W.
Yep, I thought it was huge.
No, it was a good ult, it just sucks. Wow, that's so tragic
Yeah.
actually. That's so tragic. Alright, we get a solo bell mid lane, or we get... This is a good roam. This is what I was hoping to have Don do more of in this game, to be honest. Because after a certain point, like, our lane's just fucked. Like, our lane is completely overbought. So the one play we do have is just Don being able to attack the... Which I think is also just something you can do relatively most of the game, Don, is just, like... I'm pretty safe, even in a 1v2 here. You can just be perma roaming after like first base because I can collect farm under turret, and then we can just punish this mid laner who doesn't have like she's mobile, right, besides flash, and just punishing it more and more, which is what we did later, right? So like here's just another good roam. Like again, we have good sync time. Like I back, you can go attack this play here. This was really good by you, Brux, to go for this play and you expected him to walk this way. And then again, this is just a really good by Don, setting up for to Brady just get another kill. So overall, like this is played so well by especially by Brady. Like he's doing his thing. Top's over, bot's over. So our only play is Brady at this point. And then yeah, it just gets to a point where we can't team fight. This sucked. I can't believe this. This was so sad that Wukong just like came here. I should have just backed. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. We finally punished this guy. We lose Drakes, but let's see the big fights. Okay. Dragons. So this is the big fight. Dragon. It's third Drake. We're pretty fucking weak. This Renekton's so strong here. This is also okay. This is actually the fight. I remember now. I was trying to remember what the fuck was I wanted to bring up this fight. So this is the fight where, like, we need to just play our what our champs do. Like they have vision here, which is whatever. We didn't know that, right? But like, if you look at our vision, we have pretty good vision around this area of the map. They have vision too, right? But like, we have pretty good vision. Our champs, like I said when we got out of draft, we can never 5v5 them ever. Like walking into them. Because this champ will kill all of us, right? So, especially when we have a Blitzcrank, we need to play for picks. Like, that's the way our comp is going to play out. We play for picks into Boogie, then playing for an ultimate, right? That's literally what we said coming out of draft, because I remember we talked about this. So, like, here, Don, like, we just need to play slower. Because, like, either they walk into us here, because, like, this turn doesn't matter, right? So, it's either they walk into us and we play the fight, or they take the mid turn while we take a dragon, which is what we desperately need, right? Because we don't have any Drakes, so we want to stop their scaling. But we did the thing that we always talk about, where we're actually to the objective first for once, which is something we usually always suck at, right? So here, we're at the objective first. Their mid laner is not even here. If he wants to be a part of the play, he needs to TP. But we're here. We have a comp that can punish them if they walk into us. So all we need to do is just sit here. If they hit this turret, we take the dragon. If they walk into us, we play for the hook. But instead, we do none of those things. Instead, we just try to walk at them and try to hit like a pretty hard hook overall. And now we just give up our positioning. And then we're just caught again in just no man's land. And like this fight is just never good for us. Even though like Boogie gets a really good ultimate, but like it's just so hard to play this fight out. And yeah. So yeah, I just think as it is, like the game's pretty hard, but I think we take the Drake and we're in a much better spot if we just play slower here. Any thoughts?
I agree.
This game might be over at this point, but yeah,
I agree, but it's probably over for sure, right? But I definitely
we
think
play
if
on
we
the
just
objective.
I think if we just play this and if we lose one turn when we're behind anyway and we're taking a Drake is good, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's just what I think we can do differently. Obviously, this game is already fucked, right? But and then this now they just snowball the whole game, right? Because like that's like another thing. Like we don't have very good wave clear because it's just way realistically because I can't fucking auto them. If I get near a wave, I get Syndra scattered, I get Leona E'd, right? So it's like really hard for me to wave clear. So it's just pretty much on Brady to wave clear everything, which is obviously pretty hard to do. And then this game just kind of just snowballs out of control from that point. We get desperate and try and look for like um, opportunities to steal, which we don't happen. And then yeah, so this game, I think it's just like it was definitely a draft diff, which is my fault as the guy drafting. This game, I gotta learn, to be honest, to just say no to you guys because I've just been saying yes to all of you all the time and having better fundamentals myself about what I think is better for draft. And then we just need to play um, cleaner and just communicate, especially Don, me, and you. Like I said in that 2v2 play, we just need to like work together on playing this differently, which is also just again my fault. We're not. I don't know how many games we played to be playing Trispot, but it's not that many. So that's that game. Um, Unfortunately, it was just draftive. And then this game, I'm depressed. I don't even want to watch it. But yo, hello, cool. Hello. Okay. Oh, hold on. No,
I doesn't want to watch it either.
it knows. Hold on. Okay, so what do we think of the draft, by the way, going into it? I wasn't the biggest fan of the TF in this game, but outside of that, what was the consensus on the draft? I also just wasn't a fan. I just wasn't a fan of this either, to be honest. But that's just again me. I just need to tell Don like this is just not a good idea because as a support, this champ sucks. So like, and I don't really like the idea of even flexing anything to just force then Boogie to play it if we don't like the matchup ball lane. So I think personally we just need to play like Senna Nautilus or like Senna Ornn, and it just makes our draft better, and then we can have more of like a bruiser here. But yeah, what did everyone think of the draft? Boogie, you can go first because I know you're the one that wanted the TF.
Yeah, I wanted the TF. My pool got pinched a little bit in this game. I think it was like
Yeah,
six
no,
top
there
fans.
was a lot of top ends. It did suck.
Um, I don't know how, but with Swifties, Volibear's faster than me with his tier 2, which is fucking nuts.
Yeah, I
Uh,
I definitely think it's just harder because of like this champ's build makes it that he can never die. So it's not like you're playing against like an Ornn or something that doesn't sustain forever. So your range and your poke doesn't really like wear him down a lot.
yeah.
But I think if it was like literally any, but that's also because like, well, I guess we knew because they picked Viego at this point. But yeah, I definitely think it's fine in other matchups. I just don't. It's particularly into this champ. It looked pretty hard from what I already watched this VOD myself, so I know that this was a hard one. Oh, let me see. I've pinged somewhere. Okay, sorry. So yeah, it was just a hard one. I like the rest of the draft. Like I think, like I was telling Brady earlier in call, I think this game we could have probably just dropped Wukong and picked something like Maokai because if we have a better champ, like to be honest, the set sucked this game. It doesn't do anything for us. Um, they don't have like humongous frontline, and it's just a really bad champion in support. So I think we should have just picked, like I said, Nautilus or Ornn, and then we just pick. If you like to pick the TF, I think it works differently if we have actual setup for you. With like, for example, a Maokai in jungle, and then we play, or like a set, or a Maokai or Sejuani, and then we're playing like Ornn or Nautilus here, and then we put you either on this or a Bruiser or something else. But obviously, like you said, your pool got fucked this game, which is also just something we can start looking to do more of, to be honest, Boogie, and like on red side, if we want to get you a really favorable champion on R3, then I don't mind doing that. We can just pick you on R3 and get rid of really bad counters early to allow you to get the champ that you want in a somewhat, obviously you're not gonna have the perfect matchup because they're gonna still have counter, but a decent matchup with the champ that you really feel really comfortable on, and then like between Brady, like me and Brady, we're pretty flexible with our pools, so they can't really pinch us as much, you know. So it's something
Yeah, sounds good.
we can do, just like start practicing is like trying to draft you on R3 because I think you are just gonna be the person that gets banned out the most on our team. Obviously, you're just the highest ranked and everyone knows you. So on this, like, it's like people know you and then me on this team, right? So I think you and me, and mostly you are gonna get a ton of bans thrown your way on this team. And we'll get like the brand ban that we've been getting between it because it's a flex, but I think you can expect a decent amount of top lane bans. So if it means while we're on red side, we pick you on R3 and then get rid of some counters and then put you in a somewhat favorable situation and drop either AD or mid or support or something like that to later in rotation, then we can. So that's something we can think about. But yeah, let's go over the play. So let's before I start molding. Here we go. So this was good. Obviously this sucked, right? That they did this. To be honest, I should have said something because I was able to walk here, which was I don't know if you saw what I did. It was pretty suicidal, but ends up working out. I literally just walk up and I get this ward, which is I should have just said that. And like, if there's no one here, they're probably here, which is my fault. But they end up getting this kill, which is still like kind of whatever to be honest, because they did blow a lot on you. They double ult, excuse me, they double flash, they burn ignite, like so. That's whatever. Um, the only thing that should have been differently there is I could have just told you to be careful because I was able to get this illegal ass ward. Obviously, once I see you, we play for this, Don, which is correct. Playing for this to get into this is fine. I just think it's what happens after that's bad. So like, we get a really good trade on them here, right? And then we just get a little bit too antsy because like my champ doesn't do damage early. Like I can poke them, but until I get AD, my champ does nothing because I have support item, right? So as you can see, Don, I don't have damage. Like my damage is pretty fucking low. So and my Q has a pretty long cooldown early. So until I get like Dirk, I'm not really able to effectively trade. All we need to do is just farm safely. So but we feel good because we have a really good trade, and this is where it just kind of goes a bit too far because we're kind of just killing ourselves. And especially with like them having barrier, it just makes it that we never win, right? And then this is where we kind of just lose the whole game at this point because now top lost early because he got flashed on and he gets killed, and then we're giving the scaling champion kills early, which was obviously never good. And then all they did was just come back when you don't have flash, and then they just gank you because neither one of us have sums, so it's really easy for them to just kill us on repeat. So overall, to be honest, this is like the entire VOD of this game that we can watch is we just fucked up level 1 in 2 spots. We fucked up here, and then we fucked up here. And we lost the game at level 1. So it definitely sucks because I unironically like our scaling because I think Hui Sena will outscale Smolder. So if we just don't int, we probably win this game. But we never got the chance to even see it because we just threw the game level 1. So yeah, then it just compounded on itself. So it was just rough. And like I said, as you can see, all this guy did was just just killed Don because Don's champ doesn't do anything when he's put behind. As I'm sure you know, Boogie, when this champ gets put behind, it doesn't do anything. So it's just he just dies on repeat. That's all he did. So it sucks, but that's just what they did to the correct thing, where they burned his flash, and all they have to do is go for it. This is fine to try and go for this because at this point, to be honest, in my mind, the game's already over. So it's oh, they're so low. But yeah, it kind of is what it is. But yeah, that's this game. I just wanted to show that that's the two things that we need to work on. Don was like just like we had a really good trade here. We're in a really favorable position with a lane that's supposed to be weaker, and then we just kind of just threw it. But overall, I think the general consensus from me and other people I talked to is that we had a really good game one draft, and then I sucked drafting the rest of the night, which is on me. But I think it's also just because I had scrim brain where I was like, okay guys, we played one game of these champs, let's rotate to the other, except for obviously Brady who just played the same champ because he's a one trick. Um,
What the fuck?
but it's not my fault. Like we had success on a style and then we just got away from it for no reason. So
Fucking caught it straight for what?
no, I mean you were doing good this game, bro. Like you were like I remember like dude, I remember like looking at this game. I'm like, dude, look at our map and then look at Brady. Like this guy's trying his best. Like dude, it gets so much worse by the way. Like do you see these scores now? Like I remember looking at this game, I had 0 souls. It was so bad. Like to be at 14 minutes and I don't even have 40 souls is horrible. This game was so bad. But yeah. So it is what it is. It was a tough week one series, just because I feel like we were really dominant in the first game, and then we just kind of fell apart. But we'll we'll tie. I mean, we literally lost in 22 minutes. Jesus. But yeah. For the next week, we I want to scrim this weekend. I don't know if you're available, Bookie. I just want to ask.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so we'll do scrims this weekend. I'm gonna try and set us up with diamond teams because I don't know if you guys are aware, but we are playing Elo Sitter Central next week, or the week after. We play this team, which is like just full Elo Sitter craziness. Like the weakest player, which is I think how we're gonna if we're gonna win this series, it's gonna be through Boogie because this guy only plays tanks. I don't know if you ever played against him, Boogie.
yeah,
Okay, so you know he only plays tanks. So like we need to put Boogie in as many favorable situations as we can because he's their weak point, which is hard to say because they're just all good, right? This guy's crazy good, really good AP pool, and he can also play carries. So we need to try and like make him not as oppressive. Zooey is just unpredictable. I mean, you know him. Boogie, because you played with him. This guy will play
hmm
Akshan Brady. He will play like all kinds of crazy shit mid. He was a Katarina main. He was a Akshan main. Like this guy is just plays every champion. So we are never gonna get favorable matchups more than likely. I mean, look at this guy. He just plays everything. So we will just try and get you a favorable matchup when we can. But it's gonna be hard against this guy's pool because he just plays everything under the sun. But doesn't look like Tristana. Does he play Tristana?
if
Boogie?
he does.
Fuck. Can someone nerf that champ already? Okay, anyway. Obviously we know Jake. I know Jake really well. Um, we're like the same skill level. And then I don't know his support, but apparently he's pretty bad according to Jake. So we our points where we can look to win are gonna be through top and bot. And then mid jungle we just gotta try and survive. And that'll be how we win this series. But obviously, super stacked team. This is the team. Them and the Dorado team are like favorites to go to finals. So we just got to show that we're better than them. And it's important because, as I was talking about last night, the loss last night really hurts because these three teams, the Iridescent Dawn, OE, and like us and Dorado, are like the playoff favorites to make it out of our group. So already losing to one of them means that we are in a spot now where we are fighting for like potentially third or fourth in the group. Um, and that means we might have to play Dorado round one from the other bracket. So I think it's really these next couple weeks we play this team and then we literally play this team the week after. So these two matchups against these two teams that are both just full of elo setters, we're gonna have to perform. So the scrims moving forward are gonna be pretty much all diamond rosters, not emerald rosters. So we're not gonna be scrimming in house teams. We're gonna be scrimming full on just actual diamond teams from like ADL or Titan Diamond, and just like we're just gonna scrim them because we're gonna lose in scrims, but it'll get us ready for our match. So outside of that, I know Boogie, you're gone 4th of July. Next weekend, I doubt we do anything, to be honest, because 4th of July and it's my birthday. So I won't be available. I know Boogie, you're out of town next weekend, right?
I'll be gone Saturday.
Okay.
But I could play Sunday or Friday if
Let me
you
see.
guys wanted.
Let me see. What day is it? I'll be gone Saturday too. That's actually my birthday. We're not gonna scrim on Thursday because it's 4th of July. Um, I'll see about Friday or Sunday. Maybe we do a scrim on Friday. Does anyone else have anything going on that weekend? Because I know it is 4th of July, so I don't want to like impose on people.
I don't think I think I'm busy on the 6th.
On the 6th?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that's my
Saturday.
that's my birthday anyway, Brady. That's fine. That's Saturday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not happy birthday when you get this old, okay? Um, but yeah, we'll try and do something for Friday and Sunday. So Don, when I send this to you, just plan on trying to be available on Friday and Sunday of next week because we won't be able to do anything. Because realistically, we're gonna scrim this weekend. We won't play very much here, and then our match is here. So ideally, I'd like to get another scrim in before the match on the 11th. And then yeah, that'll be the plan. Like I said, we play ID first, and then we play. Oh, we play Spire. I don't know why I thought we play OD. When do we play this team? Oh, for a while. Okay, cool. So yeah, so this match obviously is really important because they're the favorites to get out of the group at number 1. So we just need to beat them. So that way we're number 1, and we just need to pray Dorado loses. So, but that's it. Thank you guys for coming to Vod Review. If anyone ever has any questions about like draft or anything, just let me know. As I said, I'm an open book about it. So,
So we're playing tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow and Sunday is the plan.
Sure.
I just gotta get us a scrim for it, but I'm just trying to be more picky and pick like full diamond teams. So, all right,
Sounds good.
all right, gents, have a good night. I'll see you guys
All right.
tomorrow.
No, we can.
For